To be 100% real with you, I have been guilty of getting painter's tarp and transporting a deer in the back of a Kia Optima with the painter's tarp. All right, let's be honest for a second. If you've ever felt like the outdoors wasn't built with you in mind, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Unfiltered Outdoors, where we talk about hunting, conservation, culture, and community without the fake politeness, without the gatekeeping, and without pretending that everything is always fine. Today, we're throwing out the rule book, we're playing games, telling wild stories, calling out nonsense, and saying the quiet parts out loud. If you love the outdoors but are tired of the stereotypes, the weird looks, the you don't look like a hunter energy, then you found yourself in the right place. Because this is Unfiltered Outdoors by Hunters of Color, and we're not filtering a damn thing today. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
my name is Tony Airy, and I am the development director for Hunters of Color. I'll be one of your co-hosts moving forward with this podcast. My role with Hunters of Color is to do all things development and oversee some of the marketing activities that we've got going on. So we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about what Hunters of Color is today. Co-hosting alongside with Kenny. So Kenny, I'll let you introduce yourself, man.
What's up? My name is Kenny X Hamlet. I am the head of marketing at Hunters of Color. I do everything marketing from photo work, posters, and soon we'll have some more long form stories coming out. I'll be traveling around the country, meeting our ambassadors, meeting the mentors, meeting the members, and sharing some stories, some hunt stories. So be on the lookout for that on the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel, Facebook. That's about it.
And Sophia, tell us a little bit about like your favorite part of your role. Because like you get the best job of everybody.
Yeah.
Because you just get to be like boots on the ground in it, capturing stories. And we just get like, for me, like I get the backside of that. Like I get to use what you get to go out and do to tell our stories and to show our stories. So talk to us a little bit about like your roles in HOC.
Man,
is essentially our content creator, you know?
Man, I feel extremely blessed because I'm not a formally trained filmmaker. I picked it up later in life and fell absolutely in love with it. And I've been able to turn my hobbies and the things that I'm interested in into work. I got in hunting about 3 years ago and I started making films immediately about the industry, ran into Jimmy, who's one of the original founders of Hunters of Color. And we hit it off, went on a hunt. And I was like, man, I got to do more with this organization. So got lucky enough to have some good conversations with Jimmy and he brought me on. And since then, it's been just, flying around, meeting people, learning more about our story and our journey of Hunters of Color. And then I get to just travel, film people, film hunts, film training sessions, film anything and everything you can think of that's hunt related with Hunters of Color. I feel lucky, man, because I get to be like in the community, you know what I mean? Like we've got a group here in Oregon, but I get to go, I've been up to Washington quite a bit and it feels like I'm a part of that community as well. Like Malcolm, I considered him my mentor. I don't know if he'd say that, but I considered Malcolm my mentor before I even was a member of Hunters of Color. And then before I got the job. And so I feel lucky. I get to go out and document hunters and tell a different side of the hunting industry where there had been a lot of focus on trophy hunting and not enough story on the community, the people that are out there, what hunting success looks like other than, killing an animal. And so I get to do that and encourage more people to get outside, share space with us. And it's beautiful, like I think when I found hunting, I was expecting something different out of the hunt industry. And so to have the journey that I've had with it and be around a lot of like-minded people, it's been really dope. It's been really, really dope. So I've been trying to share those stories and get more people outside, get more people interested in hunting and being able to like harvest their own meat, knowing where their food comes from, being more integrated into the world, not the world,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think one of the really cool things that you would find, like for anybody, if they jumped into a Hunters of Color program or event, is nationally
Mm-hmm.
and geographically, things are just very different. But there's a culture within Hunters of Color itself
Oh,
that rings
absolutely.
true regardless of what state you go to.
Yeah.
And that culture comes around like being a community centered organization, being an organization that is founded and based in the opportunity to create a safe place for you to come and ask questions, for you to come and experience the outdoors, and for you to learn skills. And if you've already got the skills, then great. To have a safe place for you to share those skills or utilize those skills alongside other people. And I think regardless of where you go, and Kenny, you and I talked about this earlier, like
Yeah.
species are more prevalent in different areas. For me, I could walk out, drink a cup of coffee and see whitetail off my back porch. And, the deer population where you're at is much different.
It's a different game.
Yeah. So, but regardless of like what species are prevalent or the changes and the differences between the different region, what rings true is the way that we build community
Yeah.
and how our community interacts with the outdoors. So while it may look a little bit different, like we had a crabbing event in Seattle, super cool opportunity. I'm never going to be crabbing in the middle of Missouri. Like that's just not the reality of where I'm at. So the way that I'm centered in Missouri, I am the farthest away from any ocean. Yeah, like we're right in the center of the US. So for us to be able to be a part of that, that's not there. But when I watch the videos, like that community is familiar. Like the way that they're going about that event is familiar. Like I love, it's smiles and laughter and it's asking questions. You can see people teaching, you can see people learning, you can see people doing something for the first time. And that's what I love about what Hunters of Color does.
Yeah, man. And it's cool too, because it's like, it's all walks of the outdoor industry, in my opinion. Like, even though the name is Hunters of Color, like the first event I went to, there were like 7 white dudes. And I was like, oh, I'm shocked by this, And so, and it's like all skill level, all walks of life. And so there's definitely, there's so much beauty in being able to have community and share space with one another and feel welcome. Like I came in as a brand new hunter. And I feel like I would call myself like a capable hunter now. You know what I mean? So there's like the community that is being built with Hunters of Color is absolutely special. And I don't think there's an organization like us out there.
Yeah, and I think today, like one of the really important things is to debunk some of the myths around Hunters of Color, like what that is.
Yep.
Like we're going to talk about like who we are, what we do, why our work matters. But I also want to talk about like some of the kind of glaring questions that people have, some of the assumptions that people make before they even ask, and kind of walk through that. So I'm going to dive in, just give a little bit of background on how we started, kind of how we formed. This started with 3 people. There's 3 people who walked outside in the outdoors together, from Oregon State University, and said, this land is beautiful and there's not a lot of people that look like us to take advantage of it. So from that, dove into some research in 2019. At that point, 3% of everybody who was reporting to be a licensed hunter or angler were BIPOC. If you're new to this world, what BIPOC means is Black, Indigenous, and all people of color. So when you take those demographics and you break it down into those that were hunting, only 3%. And we're talking about 3% of 3 million people. So when we look at that comparative to what the U.S. Census Bureau says our demographic breakdown is, like we are way behind. So that turned into, why is this happening? And what can we do about it? So that started a Facebook group that turned into getting people outdoors, doing some shotgun skills days, getting people outdoor, starting kind of just mentoring people into it. When that took off, it's like, hey, why don't we do this full time? Like, why don't we create a 501c3 nonprofit and really go for this? And then we take a quick drive 5 years down the road, 2025 or 2026 now. Geez,
Yeah.
time is flying. 2026 now. So, we'll be 6 years old in September. September's our birthday, right around the Labor Day time frame. So we'll be 6 years old this year. We've had members from 47 different states. We have 15 what we call active states. What that means is we've got ambassadors and mentors, boots on the ground that are regularly running events for people to participate in. But we've got things for people to engage in. We've got a membership platform that houses everybody, connects everybody into a community where they can ask questions, whether that be about gear, whether that be about like, hey, I'm new here. I don't know anything about hunting. Should I start? What are some good trails around my area? How do you navigate public land? But talk with people who are there for that reason, to share their experiences and to connect with other people. And it's just really been like such a beautiful thing. Um, I come from a nonprofit background. Like that's what my entire professional career has been around. It's been in nonprofit. So, but growing up in hunting, like when I got a call and said, "Hey, like this is a job that we think that you'd be interested in," it took me about 3.5 seconds. Like, yeah, I dig it. Like that'd be awesome. So like you talking about like you feeling blessed earlier about being able to go around and capture. And while what you do is much cooler than what I do, um, I also feel very blessed to be able to know that what I'm doing makes a difference.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just make a difference for people of color. And that's what I want a lot of people to understand about what HOC does. Like it makes a difference for the outdoor industry, makes a difference for state agencies, because at the end of the day, when we get more people outside, guess what that gives? That gives you more funding to protect the things that you want to protect.
Yes, sir. And my people
that you want to
fight
fight
for it. Yes.
So at the end of the day, like we just want to come alongside those that are already there.
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to change the outdoors. We're trying to bring more people into it.
Yeah.
And just because the shade of skin that you're going to see more out in the outdoors because of the work that not just we're doing, but other folks are jumping alongside to help with are doing, is not changing the outdoors. At the end of the day, when we have more people out there, that's more licenses bought, that's more tags bought for those partners that we have that sell products. Like that's more people, that's more market to buy the product that you're selling.
Absolutely.
And we're really excited about that opportunity, because for those of us who have been in the outdoors for a little bit, like we have recognized, like funding is up and down, and we got to talk about recruitment and retention and retainment. And we've got a lot of people who maybe have been hunting once before, or have been engaged once before, and just found that there wasn't really a community that looked like us, that was safe for us, and moved away. So I think retaining people is a really important thing, and that's something that we're doing. And when we say recruitment, that's recruiting new hunters and recruiting people back to hunting.
Yep.
So like we're talking about like reactivation of those who used to hunt, or used to have a license, or used to regularly buy tags, and then stepped away for whatever reason, giving them a safe place to come back into. So that's why our work matters. And I think at the end of the day, for us to be able to wake up and know that I get to talk about hunting, I get to talk about the outdoors, and create an opportunity for somebody that says, I wanted to do this for a long time, but I haven't felt safe to, maybe I'll give them a shot.
Yeah. I know it's again, it's real special, the work we get to do. Like I've been able to travel around the globe pointing a camera at stuff, and I still get more, I'm not gonna say more fired up, but it's a whole different kind of level of excitement around being able to do the work with Hunters of Color. Like, I mean, I've had some really great opportunities pointing cameras at stuff, and this is still probably my favorite work. Like, because we make a difference, you know what I mean? Like, every single person we bring into our community is another person fighting to save public land, another person fighting to allow us to be able to hunt, and there's something special about that.
And we used to talk to our ambassadors and our mentors pretty frequently, and we'll have some of them on as guests, I'm sure, and we'll talk about guests a little bit later. But when you talk to them about like, hey, what do you love most about Hunters of Color? And when they give that answer, it's never about them.
Yeah.
It's never really even about like a successful hunt. It's about
the community.
That first time person when they came into an event, they started out fishing.
Yep.
And they said, I don't even know that I want to do this. I was just kind of curious and came out here. And, through the mentorship of Hunters of Color, it's like, no problem. Like, feel free to watch. And then they throw that first cast out. They catch their first trout. They don't want to touch it. And then it's like, okay, I'll work up the courage. I'll handle that fish now. But I just want to let you know, I'm never going to shoot a firearm, and I'm never going to hunt.
Yeah.
But then you've enjoyed that community so much that you want to keep coming back to events to hang out with your new friends.
Yeah.
And then once you find out Next thing you know, I'm shooting a shotgun. I'm shooting traps. Like, hey, that was fun. And then now they're out turkey hunting.
And now you
That's
drip
the beauty.
you dripped out head to toe in sick of gear. You're like, I'm never gonna kill anything. Head to toe, sick of gear, bow, hunting, really getting after it. It's really dope to see it. I have a friend that was like almost a vegan. I'll wait to share my. No, I'm gonna share. He's always a vegan. I took him out, and we had worked on this food project together. And I was like, man, I think you'll enjoy hunting. Like the way you feel about food you're very intentional about the way that you eat. Took him out to hunt, and now he's just like an avid waterfowl hunter. And now he's getting he's getting a rifle this year so he can hunt big game. And I'm like, that's just literally how it goes. It's like you get involved in the community, you get sucked in, and then it becomes like just a part of who you are.
Yeah, and I think the other layer of the beauty behind that too is the way that we mentor and the way that we lead these communities is with ethics ethics and safety at the very forefront. Like that's the number one priority. Like when we're teaching you how to hunt, we're not just teaching you how to pull a trigger.
Yeah.
Like we're teaching you, like, let's start from the beginning. Like, let's do some research on this species. How do they move? What do they look for? What sounds do they like to hear? How do we interact with how they move? Is this a species where we need to sit and wait? This is something that we need to stalk and track. What does that look like? But also, like, when you do have the opportunity to make that harvest, what happens after? It's not just pull a trigger. Congrats, you got your first deer, you got your first turkey. Now that we've done that, let's walk through, let's break down, let's figure out, let's talk about how we can use every piece of this harvest.
Yep.
So that we're not aimlessly taking the life of an animal. At the end of the day, wildlife management is really important. I tell people all the time where I'm from, we have a high whitetail population. And for those that are like, I can't believe that you hunt. Like, why would you just kill an animal? It's like, well, when you're paying your insurance premium because you're hitting a deer on the road and you're pissed off because, like, I can't believe that, like, I hit a deer. Like, that's part of management. Like, we have to manage the population of these things. And then also you've got invasive species that are coming through and tearing up land and creating, different issues and disruptions to the ecosystem. Like managing that population is really important. But just because they're invasive or just because they're overpopulated doesn't mean that we're aimlessly taking life of a species. It means that we understand that the land has given so much to us. And when we make that harvest, it's using the meat, it's using every part of that animal that we can to make a difference in some way or another. And additionally, if you've never had the opportunity to have a fresh backstrap off of a deer, as soon as you get like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, shot down, gutted, skinned, backstrap straight off.
And it's eating time.
From field to table in the same day, deer backstrap for me, hands down, one of my favorite things.
Dang. One day I might be lucky enough.
Yeah, we got to get you on that. Yeah, we definitely got to get you on that for sure. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the misconceptions about hunters of color. And you alluded to it a little bit, is some of the questions that I hear. So I get to tell the story of hunters of color more often than not. And I get to answer a lot of the really easy and a lot of the really difficult questions. And one of the questions we get asked a lot is like, well, you're trying to make the outdoors for everyone, but your name is Hunters of Color. Like, why is it Hunters of Color? Like, why are you only focusing on people of color? And what I say to that is we have intentionality around creating a safe place for people of color to come into the outdoors. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that we don't have intentionality towards that demographic. But the reason is because so far behind, we see all of the stories. We see the barriers that people present to us. We see the reasons why people have not gotten outdoors, and we want to create that safe space and build skills for those people to engage in the outdoors. 32% of our constituency are our white counterparts, and we love that. When we say the outdoors are for everyone, which is one of our main taglines, we mean the outdoors is for everyone. Our contribution to the outdoors is getting people of color caught up and into the outdoors so that we can see the outdoors is for everyone.
Yeah.
I think a big part of what we do too is also training our white counterparts on how to interact with people of color. Unfortunately, like, there's been a lot of people that just haven't had quality interactions with people of color. And if you're basing it off of like what you see on the news, what your buddy told you, there can be a discomfort between races if you've not had the opportunity to sit down and learn. And from a humanitarian perspective, like just be a good dude, be a good woman, and learning how to approach those situations can be stressful for some people. But I'll also say, like, I went to a conference one time. It was a National R3 symposium, and it was a panel discussion. Probably one of the more impactful things that I've ever seen. It was a black woman who was up on stage in the midst of other white people, and everybody was giving their opening statements. As panel discussions happen, it's like, "Hey, this is who I am." The first thing that she said, before she even said anything, she goes, "I just want to start with letting everybody know that I am absolutely terrified to be in this chair." She was there for a reason. She had expertise in an area that we needed to hear from her.
Yeah.
But she says, "For too long, I have been judged by the color of my skin as being a woman and being a woman of color
Wow.
in the outdoors. I've had my credibility questioned because I'm a woman and a woman of color. And I've had things said to me that are not surprising, but are still massively hurtful."
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, looking around the room and seeing that there are a lot of people in here, and it is a white dominated conference, but to see the empathy of the people in that room and immediately start writing notes down when she says, "Here's how you can help," gave me all the hope in the world.
That's
Like, I
dope.
think we can do this, and I think we can do this together. So when we say hunters of color, what we do is we have intentionality around people of color, but we're in it for everybody.
Man, that's special. I don't even think I've heard this story before. So that's dope. That's my first time hearing that story. What the man, I think we definitely gotta have her on as a guest on the podcast. So more people can really like we can dive deeper into like those fears and not hear it but hear it from her mouth. Man, sorry. That one I'm like, that's brave. That is brave.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and to sit in front of the people that you've feared most throughout your entire career and to say, "Hey, like, I'm afraid."
Mm-hmm.
And to have that vulnerability,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like, all the time, and it is, I know that you do a lot of like mental health advocacy as well, but we're taught to be strong, whatever that means to us. But a lot of times when we're taught to be strong, that's don't say anything. Like, being strong is just, take it on the chin and move forward.
Yep.
And I think that there's a difference in moving on from something and moving forward with something.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the outdoors is one of the most impactful things for mental health. I don't, I've had some trauma in my life that people just say, "Yeah, you just got to move on from it." It's like, you never move on from some of those things.
Yeah.
You can move forward with the recognition if that happens. But there's something special about the outdoors when you're experiencing trauma, when you just need to get out and take a deep breath and calm your mind.
And it just all
To hear the sounds of the birds, to hear the sounds of the water running, to watch the water. Like, I found myself out at the river just watching water run over a certain rock for extended periods of time. Just the peace and the serenity and the calmness.
Mm-hmm.
And there's research out there. We can point you to research all day. Like, if you got questions, feel free to email me. I'll point you to research that talks about the benefits of outdoors on mental health.
Yeah.
And it just makes a world of difference.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's like why it's so important to me to share these stories is to get other people out there. I mean, I share my own personal story in this project I worked on. It's called Black People Don't Do That. And it's my own journey with like mental health and being a Black man and what all of that means. And then finding healing in nature. So I'm very much so an advocate for the outdoors as a healing tool for mental health.
Yeah, so like I want to dive in, and Kenny, I want to know, like, what about the Unfiltered Outdoor podcast excites you the most?
I think the thing that excites me the most personally, is just to be able to have like what the name is, unfiltered conversations around the outdoors, like uh showing up in a way that I don't think that we get enough representation, and have open conversations and dialogues, talk about our feelings, being vulnerable. Man, giving a mic to people that may not even have a mic in this industry. There's so much of this shit that I think is so exciting. Like, I'm like, I want to talk to Rue. I mean, I know we're going to talk about guests and stuff, but I've had some really good conversations with like Rue in the past, and having these conversations around like what I call, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but I call it like being a closeted hunter. Um, because it's like, depending on where you live, it's hard to talk about your excitement around hunting. And so I think like being able to have a podcast where it's led by people of color, and we get to talk about our own experiences in the outdoors, and have guests on that come from the other side of the aisle, that have maybe different opinions or different viewpoints, but being able to talk it out and hash it out, um, is freaking sick. It's exciting. I mean, this is something that I feel like I've been wanting Hunters of Color to do for a minute now, because everyone has such strong opinions about things. And like, honestly, sitting and talking with you and Bianca and Jimmy, and I'm like, man, these are some really freaking intelligent people who love hunting and being in the outdoors. And I think these conversations and voices need to be heard more. So for me, that's what I'm most excited about, and also just being around people and picking up information, knowledge, and being able to learn and grow as a hunter and advocate for the outdoors.
Yeah, for me, very similar. Like, I'm excited to build a deeper community. I love the idea of having guests on that we can learn from. So I think it'll be very educational. I think it'll be good relational benefit, not just for us, but I think for the listeners as well, to learn about like who people are. I think one of the more impactful things that I pick up along the way is like when I get to sit down and just listen to somebody, I get to learn more about their heart. And that's what I really would hope that people would learn about Hunters of Color and the people that we have on. Like, there are always going to be opinions. There are always going to be thought processes. They could probably go any way that you would like it to, and it would probably be justified. But when you really get to know the heart of somebody, you get to know the heart of the organization.
Yeah.
Would they do things the same exact way you do? Maybe not. But is their heart in the right place, and are they moving the needle forward for a collective better outdoors? Absolutely. And that's what excites me the most, is to be able to have that opportunity. Um, what we do is community education, mentorship. Those three things are really important to what we do, and it's the heartbeat of what Hunters of Color does. So to be able to tell our stories in a way, and also like I feel it's like it's not just going to be about the outdoors too. Like, it's about life. Like we've already dipped into mental health. I'm sure we're probably going to have some nutrition folks on at some point. Have some chefs to talk about like, hey, here's how you prepare this. Game meat is wildly different. I said wildly. That was kind of a pun on accident, but game meat can be wildly different. So how do we prepare that in a way that makes sense for us? So all different avenues. I know for a fact one of our upcoming guests at some point in 2026 is a group of folks that started a company called Oso Adventure Meals, and it's just authentic Hispanic dehydrated meals that are ready to go for the outdoors. So excited to talk about them, and just to hear the stories of the folks that we get to work with every day, and to share their stories with people all across the countries. And that's what I think I'm most excited about, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I nerd out about being able to have conversations with people that are like experts in their fields. And so for me, like, I think about the guest list that we've already created and people I've reached out to, like my homie Chef Ranga. The dude is magic with the knives, and he's had an experience, like a lot of experience with big game. He's processed some elk and different things like that. Being out in Montana, there's going to be times where he's cooking with wild game. So I'm excited to hear from him and his experience of cooking outdoors with open flames and stuff like that. Another buddy, Lael Johnson, Captain Lael. I gotta call him Captain Lael. He's another big wig in the industry, an amazing steelheader. And some dream guests, like I said, Rue. I'm really hoping we can get her on the podcast. I'm gonna try.
You got to live your best and be like, all right, now I got to.
Yeah, I'm like, if you know her, tag her.
Yeah, like, Rue, if you're listening, Kenny said your name in the first episode, so now you're obligated.
I think that's how it works. A lot of recognizable brands, and then we're going to even give an opportunity for some brands that may not be recognizable, but we feel deserve the space and the time to talk about what they do and why they do it. But our guests are going to range from people that are absolute experts in their part of the industry. They building their own brands, whether it's like hard gear, soft gear, people that are cooking, hunters, our own ambassadors. I mean, God, we've got some amazing ambassadors. I feel lucky when I got to go to Vegas this year and sit around and have dinner with you guys and conversations and just feel like I'm truly a part of the community. Like being out here on the West Coast, it feels like there's a lot of stuff that happens in the Midwest and the East Coast. And so I don't always get the opportunity to connect with everyone, but seeing them face to face and hearing people's stories and seeing their strong backgrounds in education and biology. And there's some exciting conversations to come for sure. And I feel like there's going to be a lot that people can take from these conversations, and some people that they may not have known that they'll now get the opportunity to know. I also, there's a woman up again, a West Coaster, but I'm from the West. So Bad Ash, she's going to be on the podcast as well. Really cool angler, dope person. She's telling stories about native experience in the outdoors, and I love watching her content. And so we're going to have a lot of people on here, people people you don't know. There's going to be education, there's going to be laughter, there's going to be probably some sad points as well, because we're humans and we're going to talk about life. That's the exciting thing about this podcast.
Yeah, and like we said a little bit earlier, like inspiration beyond the outdoors too. So you said the leadership training. That was my first opportunity to meet Jamila, one of our ambassadors from Texas. Kind of up front and center. And man, like shout out to Jam, man. She's just an absolute like gem to be around.
She's a gym, and
I walked away. Yeah, and I walked away with inspiration, not necessarily from the outdoors for her, which also happened, like just like hearing her story.
Yep.
But when I tell you this girl was getting up early in the morning, running herself to the gym, working out, and then running back, like the inspiration and to see the dedication that she put into her health journey, and to listen to her talk about from where she started to where she was at and where she wanted to get, like for me, like that was an inspiration for my health and wellness journey. It's like, hey, like if Jam can do this, and Jam's also like really supportive too. Like, hey, like if you want to do this, like you just got to start. Like here's how I started. Like, she told me straight up, like I started over time and time again, and then this is what I did, and this is what clicked for me. And like if you need a kick in the butt, you just send me a text. I'll give you a kick in the butt, and she will. Like she'll tell you straight up, like you just got to get out and go do it. But the inspiration that I think we'll find from outdoors in life is just going to be incredible. So I'm excited to hear all of those types of stories. So speaking of stories, I think everybody has been engaged in the outdoors has just some wild, insane story, or maybe it's something running against the grain. Kitty, I want you to take a second to think if you need to, but I want to hear, like, what is a wild outdoor experience that you've got to have?
Man, I'm a sucker for like 90s rigs. So I got a Bronco 2, a 1990 Bronco 2. And, I started getting more and more comfortable trusting this vehicle, getting further and further and further back. Oh, and one day I got back. I went on an elk hunt by myself, archery elk hunt, went into the back. I came out and my rig was dead. Dead to the bone. Wouldn't not even a click of light, nothing. And I was like, shoot, I got to walk back out to the road to even be able to get service to then call somebody to come get me. And it was like 7 miles or something like that. And we're in the woods. I'm a black man and not super familiar with hunters and stuff yet. And I had my own ideas around who a hunter was, and they probably didn't want me out there. So I'm walking out, and this is like luck, bro. I'm walking out, and these two old white men, which is my biggest fear in the woods. Like, I feel like a younger white dude is probably cool, but an older white, in my mind, an older white dude with a beard, like there's going to be an interaction that I'm not excited about. these dudes stop, and I'm like, yo, can you help me with my rig? And they're like, I ain't seen no rig back there. And I'm like, it's like tucked down the road. You just go down there, and we're gonna go down a single. And he's like, what are you doing out here? And I'm like, I'm head to toe camouflage. And I'm like, damn, here we go. This is about to be that moment. And he's like, all right, get in the car. Lets me get in the back of the truck. And we start talking and talking and talking. And these guys are just the friendliest old white dudes. Invite me to go over to his house and like hunt off of his porch if I wanted to. Show me pictures of elk. Goes out, jumps my truck. And I was like, no one would believe this story. like, they were like the two, like, I don't even know, like duck commander type looking dudes. And I was like, I can't believe this happened to me. And then also that I had, like, I envisioned these guys to be just like mean, hateful dudes, and they were just the friendliest people I probably have met out in the woods. Like, man, terrified though. But I think I think back to those memories, and it's happened a couple of times. Like I was in another spot. Bronco did it again, and I hadn't seen anybody back there. I mean, I was there for 7 days, and I hadn't seen anybody back there for 7 days. And this dude just showed up out of nowhere and jumped me, and then I gave him all my pins because I was stoked to get out of there. So I gave him all of my pins where I found deer at. And I don't know what happened with the dude. I should check in with him, but yeah, I feel like I've that's like the craziest experiences I've had is just like my rigs dying on me in the back, and then luckily these miracle angel people just show up and save me.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. As people of color, we've had some wild experiences in the outdoor that have made us very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And those experiences can also build a stereotype that we put on people too. Well, 100%. Like we're not out here to blame. We're not out here to say like we gotta build our wall stronger and divide and be in our own world. Like we do that sometimes too. Like and it doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of fear. But that's why this podcast is important.
Yeah.
Is to break down that wall of fear and talk about like how we do come together. And like I love hearing that story, and also like appreciate you for being honest about that, because that's hard to be honest. Like it's hard to say like I looked at these dudes and I was like, yeah, this ain't about to happen.
Yeah.
But then to see what's on the other side of it, powerful, man.
Yeah. It was kind of like I laughed at myself because I'm like, this is exactly what we think white people do, and I did the same thing. And so
yeah,
Yeah,
no, 100%, 100%. I think for me, like one of my wild outdoor stories, there's plenty of them. Also, like real quick, I'm just gonna be 100% real with you. I have been guilty of getting painter's tarp and transporting a deer in the back of a Kia Optima with the painter's tarp. So I know that people will look at that like, just get a truck. Like, listen, I got 4 kids, and like a truck just ain't in the game. My Kia Optima was my gas mileage car, my traveling car. So when I'm going far away, like that's how, that's, I guess, I on a gas, and then I got a minivan. So those are my 2 options. Grandpa's truck was not available that day. I really wasn't fully anticipating harvesting a deer, but I was like, I'm just going to go out because I'm down here and I got the time.
Yeah.
And wound up grabbing a doe, and how it worked here. Yeah. So there is you got the opposite fronts are big enough. I think I may have, I'd probably avoided taking pictures of that. I'll have to look back.
I feel like we gotta post that one online.
Yeah. I'll look back. If I got the pictures, we'll throw it in this podcast. We'll put that in the edit for sure.
Yeah.
I'll see if we got that. Yeah, but I think the wild outdoor story. I mean, I think that's wild to some people. It's like, you gotta have it in a truck. You gotta have it in an ATV. Like, where I hunt and where I stay when I hunt are miles away. So like we got to have a transporter somewhere, and we typically will go out to deer camp, and we'll field dress, bring everything back, and it's basically a skinning barn. It is.
Yeah.
It's where we do everything at. But I think just working against the grain. Typically if you talk to avid hunters, there is a way, and sometimes it is one way. You have to get there at this time.
Yeah.
Here's how you have to walk.
Yeah.
Like you got to walk like 30% on the outside of your feet. You got to make sure that you're looking down. You've got a headlamp, but your headlamp's only got to be on at 20% because you got to see where you're going a little bit. But there is this massive like routine. Like there's only one way to do it.
Yeah, bro.
And a lot of people say like you got to get out there early in the morning, and I believe in that too. I think that you can have more success. Like if you're out there, before light hits, and you have more time, you have more opportunity. And I was taking somebody out to hunt for the first time, and she was the first day that we were out. We didn't see anything, but I was full on messing with her the whole time. If I'm being honest with you, it's just like, hey, you see that over there? Like, hey, just kind of the fun that you have with people in the wood, and that's sometimes what people don't talk about too. But like the fun that you can have, or the fact that squirrels, when you're in the outdoors and you're hunting deer,
That's my least favorite animal in the world.
but I tell you what, the main way in the world. Why do they sound like they weigh 250 pounds?
Bro.
Like the amount of squirrels and possums and like wildlife that live out there. Like, oh, now there's got to be a deer coming from my right.
Yeah.
Oh, just a squirrel.
Just a giant squirrel, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking heavy.
100%, 100%. Well, I tell you, we didn't see anything. I was messing with it the whole day. We had a good time. You kind of got to experience the reality of hunting. Is a lot of times you go out, you don't see anything. A lot of times you go out, you don't harvest anything. So the next day we were going back out, got a really, really late start, dealing with the kids and everything. And we talked like, is it even worth it? Like, well, let's just go sit and see what happens. We didn't get out until 7:30. It was warm. Like we're talking like in mid 60s in November. And we got out, not really that hopeful, working against the grain of everything that you're supposed to do with hunting. Getting out there quietly, getting out there on time, being there before light hits. We hadn't even sat down at the blind that we were at, and I look up and I see this nice 10-point buck. So now we've got a little like boy who cried wolf situation. Hey, there's your buck up there in that corner of the field. Immediately, shut up. No, it's just like, no, look. And I had to move her around because she couldn't see around. So she goes, oh, wait, there it is. And it was really cool. I was able to get a video of her first harvest, and it's such a really cool experience. I had to take 3 different videos because the first time, like it's like up and down, figure out like, and like I mean, turns perfectly. I was like, all right, there you go. Take a deep breath. Take your like, nope, back again. So I mean, it took a couple times, but when I tell you, like, to see the excitement on her face was one of the most enjoyable things that I could see. I mean, it was perfect hard shot. Damn. I mean, it was she pulled the trigger and that thing didn't move an inch other than falling to the ground. Dang. And to see her like turn around and bounce up and down, she's like, I did it. And I was like, load another one, just be ready just in case, and just kind of coach her, through that. And but to see the joy and the excitement, and that at the end, her brother was really big into hunting, but he lived states away, so like that mentorship just really didn't happen. So to see her say like, I get it now, like I see why you guys do this, it is really cool.
Dang, now is she still a hunter?
She's back and forth. Okay. I don't know that she's been on. I've not taken her out again yet. We've went a couple times after that. But over the last couple of years, like I'll be honest with you, I have not been out hunting as much as what I would like to over the past 2 or 3 years. But no, she's definitely been out a time or two. So it's been a good time.
See, I'm a segue here because you mentioned one thing, and we're gonna jump one section. Yeah, because I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect because you had mentioned, there's the right way to do it. Everybody's got their right. And my hot take, or my unfiltered outdoor opinion, is, my quote is all fake till it's not. And this came up because me and my homie Elijah were both brand new hunters, and we We watch all the YouTube videos, we do everything, and it's just like you start doing the stuff you see them do, and you're like, man, all this is fake, bro. Like all of it is fake. It's all fake. It's all fake until it's not, and then it's like it doesn't matter what you do, how you do it. There's a million ways to skin the cat. It's just you get lucky or you don't get lucky, man. Like there's things that you can do where you're in the right place at the right time. And so my hot take is none of it is actually real. Like you can do it right or wrong and still have success. And so you don't have to get caught up in all of the you got to wear this clothes, you got to go out at this hour, you got to hike in this many miles. None of it is real. None of it's real until it is. So
yeah. And there's, I think, benefits that can be involved with everything. Like I'll give a quick example. Like I've got friends that will descent themselves religiously.
yeah.
When I tell you that I know there's nobody that I know that has harvested more deer than my grandpa.
Yeah.
When I tell you that this homeboy sits in his blind and smokes a cigarette,
I knew it
the entire time. It's like, oh, that don't bother them at all,
bro.
And I'm like, really?
My mentor did the same thing in that woods.
I'll tell you what. It's what, and he has harvested more deer, and it's been the same. Yeah, I'll tell you now. I think one thing that is kind of a no-brainer and a deal breaker is noises. Being loud in the woods.
Yeah.
So I still, love to hunt with my grandpa. I know that these days I'm probably not going to see a thing if I go with him. He's just so loud these days, but he just got some new hearing aids, so maybe just maybe.
Yeah, bro.
But, I'll tell you, and it's, it's a little bit of, I mean, and I've gotten the luxury hunt alongside my grandpa a little bit too, at, mid 80s, still getting out, doing that. He got a little like 12 by 12 shed, propped it up, and there's propane heaters that are in there. And,
yes.
You've got people that say, well, that's not real hunting. Why?
Man.
Like, it's easy. It's easier hunting. It's not as hard.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, what's it make a difference if I'm sitting by a tree or sitting in a heated blind?
Man, I struggle with that one. I filmed a guy this year who shot this last year who shot an elk out of a blind over hay. And what I've come to terms with is that it's all hunting. You just got different styles of hunting, and as an individual, you just have to determine like what you want to do and how you want to experience hunting. That's it. Because the second we start dividing, this is hunting, bow hunting is the ultimate hunting, like you start to create like infighting, and that's a big issue in the hunting industry. So I'm just like, it's all hunting. You just don't want to hunt that way, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, just because you don't perceive that as hunting doesn't mean it's not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, they had their hunting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not the way you would have done that, celebrate that with them. Like, they've had their harvest, they found success in the woods, and like, let them enjoy that and enjoy that with them.
Yep. Like,
outdoors is the outdoors.
Yep.
Like, we got to celebrate people where they need to be celebrated.
100%. And I think like, man, there's so many, because how able is this person? Can they go climb a mountain and do the same stuff that you're seeing these other guys do? And it's like, sometimes they're just not capable of doing that. So they're doing whatever they can do to get outside, still enjoy hunting. They still got to buy the same hunting license you got to buy. Like, they got to buy the gun, they got to buy the rifle, whatever it is, they still have to do all the same things. They just may not go as hard as you go. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's different barriers to that too. Like the time that people can spend outdoors, sometimes the resources that are available to them. Like, there's so many different things. And, we hear all the times, like, well, if you just walked a mile in my shoes, if you tried to understand the shoes that they're walking in, that's no different in the outdoors. You just change from shoes to boots. Yeah. And, it's just at the end of the day, like, you don't know what people are going through just to get the outdoors. Like, what are the sacrifices that they're making? Mm-hmm. There's some people, it's like, for me, I'm a single dad. If I go hunt and I don't take my girls, that's taking time away from my girls. Yeah. Like, so it's understanding that there is a full picture that you're seeing of a small piece of,
Yeah.
and don't take away from anybody's hunting story just because it's different than yours.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the hot take right there. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I love that. Love that. So, Kate, like one of the things that we're going to do regularly is a segment called What's in the Bag. So I know that this is a segment that you're particularly excited about. So I want to hear, if you're going out on a bird hunt,
Yeah.
what are the must-haves in your bag?
I'm not even gonna hold you. I think, matter of fact, 1 second. My bird bag is sitting right here, my waterfowl bag.
Oh, like we get a full example today.
Huh?
I don't know that I was expecting show and tell today, but it's only going to work out the best for us. So.
It's in the back of the truck. Hey, my girl took the truck, so I don't have it with me. Oh, well, where was lied to?
I lied. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the bag. I run a dry pocket bag. They have this auto seal ability, which is crazy. They just like, it's like got magnets, and it just like, if you let your hands go, it'll close automatically. So, and I'm a waterfowler, so like for me that is like top notch. I love it. I'm absolutely not going anywhere without that bag. Then I've got my lanyard. Duck collars are all about the steez, so it's the look of them. I bought a cut down this year, even though I can't blow a cut down, but it looked good. And if you look good, you feel good, you might have a good day. So I got my lanyards. I think it's a dude out of Arkansas is the lanyards I bought, or the calls I bought. Always some dog treats, because my dog is he's 2 years old. I've trained him myself. He's really starting to get there. I've been really proud of him in the woods. And then I mean, like I told you, I suck at bringing snacks for myself, but I got snacks for my dog. So I would say those are gonna be like my mandatories, and probably 2 boxes of ammo now. Like I at least carry 2 boxes, because these guys are lying. Like when you watch the videos online and it's just boom, 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 duck down, duck down, duck. It's a lie. It's a lot. It's a lot of missing. I've gotten an opportunity to film some dudes that'll shoot limits pretty often, and they're shooting a lot. It's not like they're only shooting a little bit. So I probably got like 2 boxes of ammo. 2 boxes of ammo. All that ammo is non-lead. So do know that. Like you shouldn't shoot lead.
Yeah, while you're on that topic, a huge shout out. We collaborate a lot with
Sporting Lead Free.
With Sporting Lead Free, and we love the work that they do. We're always going to be a supporter of them as well. But Kenny, what do you shoot when you're out?
Oh, waterfowl, I shoot 12 gauge. I think this next year I might try to shoot a 20, but I've got a Frankie 12 gauge, and I love it. I love it. It's the I can't even call it a poor man Benelli, because it's still expensive, but but it ain't Benelli expensive. So I would call it the poor man Benelli. I shoot a Frankie. Yeah. And I love it. It was like a big step up from my my pump shotgun. Trying to get it done with a pump wasn't for me. It might be for some people, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. Well, Kenny, I'm excited about the podcast. Excited for the episodes to come, for the guests that we're going to have on, for the many conversations that we'll have. That some will be light, some will be fun, some will be heavy, but all of them will be real. So very excited for what's to come with that. If this is your first time listening, we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and follow wherever you listen to podcasts, and on YouTube. Check out Hunters of Color on Instagram. Feel free to shoot us some emails, ask questions, and say, hey, here's something I would like for you guys to talk about. Would be happy to throw that. If you have any segment ideas that you would like for us to have a conversation about, we would love to do that. We'd love to do that as well. So thank you so much for listening, and we're excited to keep on keeping on.
See y'all later.
Yeah, see you guys.